G'day, I'm Tim and welcome to Oak Tree Homestead, and today I'm going to harvest my potatoes and then I'm going to replant them in a different location to store them. This isn't something I've done before, but I've done some research and talked to some people who have, so we'll see how it goes.
Last year we harvested some of our potato crop, but some was left in the ground, and I was able to harvest throughout the year. We even planted another crop on top of it, and they were still alright, but it was impractical because I couldn't harvest the potatoes with the other crop on top. So this year, we're going to try to move them to another location. I'm hoping that they'll still store alright in the ground after being moved. As you can see, there are a lot of weeds growing within this potato bed. This is making harvest a bit harder than I'd like. Next year I definitely have to do more weeding to try and make the process a bit easier. We don't use herbicides or pesticides in our garden to control weeds or insects. Luckily we have a lot of small birds like wrens, swallows and sparrows that live nearby, so it's not uncommon to see them hopping around the garden looking for insects. One problem we do have with insects is with slugs, which can be a problem in the thickly planted areas, but with a bit of thinning the plants, that also isn't too bad. The next step after we finish harvesting is to cure the potatoes. This is a process of leaving them in a dark space on a flat surface. The point of this is to thicken the skin of the potatoes so they better store. It is also important in the process to remove any potatoes with imperfections or damages, as they will not store well long term.
Here we have some of the potatoes that have gotten eaten by insects or have rotten from the inside. What I'm going to do with these is I'm going to give them to our ducks and chickens because they actually really like the potatoes. So those won't go to waste. Here we go, and they absolutely love them. Okay, it's the next day, and I'm just going to get the potatoes out of the shed where I left them overnight, put them into the wheelbarrow, and then we're going to take them inside and let them cure. Haplo's a bit curious about what I had in the wheelbarrow. This is the lounge room. So what I want to do is I'm going to set up the tarp just in the center here. I've got some blinds I'm going to hang up, which we had up originally, and hopefully this will be okay for storing in. Again, I'm doing this because I don't really have any safe areas from rats. With Michael's help, I've put up blinds. I put some boxes at the end just to cover that last little bit of light, and now it looks pretty good. I'll just turn off the light so you can have a look. And it's pretty dark. It should be dark enough. I might just put something over there to cover up that last little bit of light, and then I'm going to start spreading the potatoes out. Here's the first bucket I've gone through and sorted. What I've done is I've given them a light rinse with the hose just on a sprinkle, and I've sorted out the smaller ones to the bigger ones. This is because I don't want to store these long term because of how small they were. I found out in my research that they don't store well, I think, but that's why. Also, I've sorted out potatoes like this, which have bites out of them. They can't be stored long term. Or this one, which I'm just going to chuck because it's a bit green. But what I want to do now is I'm going to let these dry, and then I'm going to take them inside, put them down on the tarp, and get the lounge set up for them so they can dry for a week. Here we have most of the potatoes. There's just that one bucket in the garage still, but this is the rest of it, which is a lot less than I thought, but I guess I've picked out all the smaller potatoes to use immediately. And these are just the ones I want to cure. So we're going to check on these in a few days, and I'm going to turn them over and we'll see how this experiment proceeds. Here we have the last of the potatoes. So these don't look too dirty, so I'm just going to take these and I'm going to stack them in the room now. Okay, I've laid them out. Now this batch hasn't been cleaned at all, so we'll see if the clean ones will work better for long-term storing or if you can just leave them dirty. The ones in the bucket I think are too small to cure, so I'm going to wash these up and then they're going to go into the eat immediately pile. Here's the small potatoes, nice and clean, ready to eat. So I'm just behind my house, in a fenced area. I'm going to dig a hole now and get it ready for the potatoes. The start of the hole, I'm just going to dig it a spade width deeper. And then I'm going to get some sand to line it with. Here we have the hole, nicely dug. Now, the next step. Right, here we go. We're going to put the potatoes down and then we're going to lay some more sand on top. You want to make sure they aren't touching as well. So if one goes bad, the rest don't. Turning green, so I'm not going to plant. Same with this one. So now we're going to put in the washed potatoes. I've separated them. The dirty ones on that side and the washed ones are going to be on this side. So we know which works better. Then finally a test group will be put into the cupboard and we'll see which ones last longer or if this works. We have it finished. I'm going to leave this for a month or two and then dig it up, or some of it up, to see how they're going. And hopefully this has worked. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.